Hello YouTube, my name is Ricardo. I'll be your host for today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the gold farm. As you can see, it's right over there to my right, and this is going to have a bunch of builds in it from various different creators. I'll find the links to those videos. I'll put them down in the description below. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So stick with me and we'll talk about the gold farm. All right, so let's go. As you can see, there's the portal with its build. If you've done a lot of these, then you kind of understand how that goes. And we're just going to go down, see all that over there? We're going to go talk about all of that. I'm going to go right here past my pickle farm. This right here is a sorter. This is a traditional sorter, so if you know how to do these, then you're good to go. Right here, this is the thing for the rotten flesh. My dad wanted to have a way to keep rotten flesh if he needed to, so that way we could trade with clerics. So that's what this right here is for. You just flip that. It locks that one in the center and prevents them from going in, so that way you can go in here, grab any rotten flesh that you want for the trader, and then you just flip it right back and it sends everything into an incinerator or, a lava pit. So that way all the rotten flesh will get burned. Now I do only have one of these on each side for rotten flesh. What that does is it still allows some rotten flesh to go out toward the ends, which can be a bit of a hassle, but it's less of a hassle with this type of build that I'm going to show you than a traditional gold farm will have. So there's going to be a lot of changes that you're going to see. Here's the Trident Killer, also known as the Kill Chamber. All the guys come down from the portal up there. They go into the water sources, and then they get sent right down here. So we're just going to flip this on. Now it's going to start bringing out the baddies. We're going to turn on their Trident Killer. We're just going to sit here and watch for a little bit. There they are. And this is really good for like XP farming. Is usually what Trident Killers are for, especially with gold farms. It's a real good place. And as you can see, I've also got an anvil right here. And the anvil I have there because this is where I'm going to do a lot of my enchanting for my equipment and stuff like that. So this way I don't have to keep on going back and forth between places. I can just use the anvil to use for the enchanted books, enchant my stuff, and I can just stay here, wait till I gather up enough levels to do it, and I just keep going. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about all that. We're here to talk about everything else that I'm going to show you today. And let's see if I can find a good way to get to stuff. All right. So we're going to go around here to the side. We're going to talk about that right there here in a little while. That right there is the smoker. We're going to talk about that soon. At the moment, we're going to talk about this. All right. See all this? All this loveliness. This beautiful stuff right here. This is all part of the gold farm. And the way I have this built, as you can see, you got a dispenser right there on this side. The other side is basically the same thing as all this. So whatever you see here is the same thing that's mirrored on the other end. And you got these minecarts going back and forth. Top one there is going to gather swords, put them down into the blast furnaces down there below. And then this other minecart down here on the bottom grabs the dried kelp blocks to power the blast furnaces, so that way they're going to continue to burn. At the moment, I don't have any kelp blocks being made, so that those carts are just going to keep on going back and forth. But around here, got a little bit of a parkour course right there. So this is where all the gold nuggets are going to come in. Right, gold nuggets are going to come in through here. Then they're going to get turned into gold bars, which are going to get thrown into the water source here. and it's going over there into that little corner, which are going to fall down below. I'll show you that guys here, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. Then there's also, there's this right here. Can't really see it, but there's a, actually it's probably over here on this side, huh? Yep, there it is. So right here, this is where the gold bars go into. They go into this little dispenser right here, and they get shot down below. Show you that here in a little bit. Now the blast furnaces, I'll go down there and I'll show you the end of that. Right here's the other side, same thing. Gold nuggets getting turned into gold bars, and then they get shot down to a thing there. So they're going down below, and then again, gold bars, they're getting shot down below, all that. Another dispenser here, this is where the swords are coming through. Let's check that. Okay, no rotten flesh has gotten through there, that's fine. Let's check some of these blast furnaces. Some of these blast furnaces aren't running. There we go, we got some rotten flesh in there. Let's take those out. And that's not really an issue, okay? That is gonna happen. If you want to stop that from happening, just add in some more rotten flesh for your sorter. But if this happens, it's not really that big of an issue, at least not in my book, because you can just easily pull them out here and it just continues to do stuff. So all right, so we got that all figured out. Got swords in there. So any more rotten flesh shows up, that's not really a big issue. Oh, hey, there we go. We got another one that just turned off. Come on. Okay, blast furnace is empty. That's good. All right. Now these carts, as I said earlier, I'll find a link to the video for these and make sure that you're able to see what it was that I saw that these are based off of, and it's a really good video. I would have preferred for this top one to be a minecart with a chest, but I was having a little trouble trying to figure out how to make that happen. So this right here is just what I got to go with, but it works. And these minecarts are going to keep running back and forth even when the gold farm isn't running, and that's just fine. It's not really that big of an issue, especially if I'm not spending a whole lot of time in the area. I don't got to worry about the sound. Now I'll get down here. This is a viewing port. Ooh, look at this. Now it's going to take a little bit of time because you're not always going to get gold bars and nuggets. You got to get 9 of those for them to get turned into bars. Oh, there we go. There's a bar. Come down there. And that's coming from this one right here, as I showed you from up top earlier. Those ones are good, just straight gold bars. This one right here is from the nuggets. The nuggets, they get turned into gold bars. They get sent down here. And see if we can see if we can get one to jump down here so I can show you how this works. There you go. That's from the gold nuggets. And then right here, the blast furnaces. All these loveliness. So you see the hoppers, these are all going here, and they're going into that crafter, and that crafter also kicks out gold bars, and those gold bars get sent into the water source, which gets sent all the way down here. There's another crafter right here, and this turns all the gold bars into gold blocks, and let's see if it'll kick out a gold block here pretty soon. Should get enough gold bars in a moment. There you go, there's a gold block, and it gets sent over to this chest. Now this is a main output chest, but as you can see, nothing in there. And that is because they're all getting sent over here. So this is where all the gold blocks are ending up. Side by side chest. Not really all that hard to do. This right here is what facilitates that. It's a bit of an eyesore because it sticks out. I would like to have this a bit more, level, but, that's a problem for another time. And then I got a gold block right here to show where the gold blocks are coming out at. So there's all that. That's all good. And we're going to go through here a little bit. I'm going to talk about the kelp farm that is right over here. We're going to talk about the kelp farm here in a moment, and then we're going to talk about the smoker. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my guy down. We'll be right back. All right, here we are. We're back. My guy is rested. A fresh new day. This right here is the kelp farm. Got a nice, good sized viewing port. And you can see this is kind of this is different than a lot of the kelp farms that you guys see out there. It actually took me quite a bit to get this figured out. I've been trying to do a build like this for a long time, and it just kept on causing problems. But this is actually really good. Keeps on running. Now, ever since the 1.21.5 update, the traditional zero tick kelp farm no longer works. But after a little bit, someone figured out how to get kelp farms to work again, and that's by having your repeaters on the second tick for them, which basically turns it into a one tick kelp farm. This is technically a 2-tick kelp farm, so it does go kind of slow, but because of the number of these, it actually kicks out a lot in a short amount of time. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. There's a bubble column for the kelp to go through, and they go over to the smoker, and we'll talk about the smoker here in a little bit. We're just going to go ahead. We're going to click on a kelp farm. So you see it's kind of slow, but you know, it's kicking out a whole lot of kelp here, which is really fun. Some of them kind of get stuck down there, but they don't stay there for very long. And even if they do stay there for a while, it's not really going to be an issue because there's so much kelp coming down here, and it's all going up to the bubble, all going up there. Okay. That's a little unusual, but again, that's not really an issue. I guess I can just kind of take out that block right there, and then it should, no, I can't take out that block because we got the soul sand right there. That'll just cause all kinds of problems, but even that's not really an issue. All right, it's okay. There's going to be a bit of waste. That's fine. If you don't really want to deal with the waste, I'm sure you could figure out a way to keep that from happening. I could probably tinker around with this a little bit more to make sure that that's not going to happen. It's just going to take a little bit more work on my part, which is fine. I don't really mind having all that work. But, I mean, if I can get more of this to go through there, then that'll be really good. We're going to come up here. Now, as I said before, the kelp farms are zero tick, which would be that lever being all the way forward, is what kelp farms used to be, but ever since the 1.21.5 update, those no longer work. So you got to set this off to either the second or the third position, which is where this is. This is the third position. You can even put it in the fourth position if you want. Make it even slower, but it's not really going to be an issue. And there's other repeaters down here to continue doing like the pistons down here on the bottom. And you got to do that because you got to offset things. And then it's going to go up here. In the event that your kelp breaks, because it will break, even with this, you just got to replant it. I keep a chest up here with some kelp in it so that way I can replant these as I need to. And I've got the light up here for when it gets dark. So that way the mobs and stuff don't spawn in there. They shouldn't really spawn here anyway, because of the way this is set up. because most of the time they'll only spawn in pure water sources, and the way this is set up, the only water sources are up here with the trap doors, and down here, whoops, didn't mean to fall down there, but then you got these right here with the kelp. Those are kelp turns flowing water into your water source, so that's going to be fine. Gotta go ahead and collect as much of this as I can. I got plenty of inventory space, and I'm just gonna show you what that's like. All right, let's see, what do we got here? We have all that. Okay, so let's do that. All right, I turned off my stuff so that way I can show you guys some clean stuff. I guess I gotta turn the hand on so that way I can see what I got. All right, I got my bow in hand. I want my pickaxe. Kelp, 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 kelp. There we go, pickaxe. There we go. Let's go ahead and dig ourselves out of here. All right. Actually, just grab some more kelp right there. Not really too worried about that. All right, now put the glass back in place. Switch the chicken. All right, so we got the glass back in place, and as you can see, this is a whole lot, several stacks, and that was just a shorter amount of time. All right, move my arrow out of the way here. All right, several stacks, like two and a half rows of full stacks, minus one, you know, and that's just a short amount of time. This hasn't even been running all that long, and it kicked out that much kelp. Plus whatever got sent over there. Which is really nice. Then you got these are set to the same as that first repeater. So this is technically 3 notches, third notch back. So again, the first notch would be all the way forward, second notch would be next step would be the one in front of this. This is the third notch. Technically, I consider this a 2-tick. That's essentially the way my brain configures it. And that keeps everything running nice and smooth. And again, the bottom pistons also have a repeater set to that same speed, and you got to have it like that so that way your sticky piston is offset from the rest of it. And that's what allows this to run nice and smooth. And again, I mean, you can see, even at this speed, the kelp hasn't broke yet. Oops. There we go. I gotta dig myself another way out here. There we go. Oh no! Uh-oh, that's not good. All right, hang on. Great. Okay. You know what? We're going to fix that. We are going to go in here. We're just going to drop all of this kelp right here. Drop that down. And then I'm going to come right through here. And we are going to fix this. All right. Oops. That doesn't go there. This is not the type of video I was hoping to do, but all right, that goes right there. And then come here with the repeater. Repeater goes right there. There we go. All good. All right, so that was the kelp farm. Oh, look, the lights are on. Nighttime. And that also, you know, lets me to kind of sit there in the viewing area. Just kind of enjoy this even at night. It's a little hard to see when it's dark, but with this, I can still sit there and enjoy it during the nighttime. And let's get this other kelp in there. Here we are at the smoker. All right. This was actually kind of fun. This is a variation on like a super smelter. All of these smokers right here, I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of smokers. These first two are what facilitate the kelp blocks that are going to keep these all running. So the kelp blocks that are going to keep running all of these are made from these first two. There's a crafter down below that comes into this chest. And each one of these, I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's going to be 14 from this one going to that kelp crafter to make kelp blocks. Then there's 21 here to make kelp blocks for the blast furnaces over there for the gold farm. I should turn that into a bubble thing. I just haven't put a soul sand down there yet. But we got 2 crafters right here. And 1 row of those goes straight into one of these, but then the other 2 go into to this other one, and they go into a water source, which sends them right over, which is just great. It keeps everything running nice and smoothly. Don't really have to worry a whole lot about things. So yeah, this is all 3 builds used as the one, and then this is where all the kelp blocks end up from the smoker. From those 3 right over there, they all end up here, which are then used for the blast furnace. And okay, we got some more rotten flesh in the furnaces. Let's go ahead and clear those out. Boom, boom. Whoa, wrong thing. Nope, don't want that. Don't want that. Take out the rotten flesh, and that's just gonna continue to burn things. Oh, how did rotten flesh end up there? That shouldn't happen. That's for the kelp blocks. Rotten flesh shouldn't end up in there. All right. Blast furnace. Let's clear that out. Ooh. Clear that out. And this isn't really that big of a deal. As you can see, even though rotten flesh will end up in there, it's not a whole lot. All right. Not a big deal. Most of it gets burned away, which is really where I want it to go. But yeah, that's the full build for the gold farm. Got 3 different things, but they all work together in tandem to keep building out gold blocks. And that prevents me from having to continually run between them. So, I don't have to run to grab kelp, send them, get them cooked, turn them into fried kelp, and then have those sent into a crafter to get turned into kelp blocks, and then go feed all the smokers for the kelp blocks, and then feed the smokers for the gold. So this keeps everything running together, working together, and we got plenty of gold. I mean, we got quite a bit in just a short amount of time. So yeah, that is the gold farm. And again, the builds that I use for this, I'll grab the links for those, put those in the description to show you. And ooh, a lot of XP up here. So I'll just grab that while we're here. Go ahead and turn this off. All right, that's going to turn off the portals up above. And then we're just going to leave this running for a little bit longer to kill the pigs. Knock off all these guys, gather all that lovely experience. Crash down here and kind of watch them puff into smoke, All All right, I think that'll be about it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. So that is the gold farm. Again, my name is Ricardo. I've been your host for this lovely little video. And if you guys want to see how to build this or other things like it, just let me know. So, yeah, it's been great hanging out with you guys today, and maybe we'll do some more. I've got some other videos planned. I have another trader set up that I want to show you guys. I've also got a witch farm set up, which helped a lot with getting all of this put together, because the amount of redstone that I had when starting this kept on running low. So it was a little problematic to get this built. So I had to do a witch farm with the redstone that I had to get more redstone for all this, and I'll show that in another video that I got lined up for you guys. And again, for that video, I'll also grab a link in the description for the video that was based off of. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about it. If you think I could have done something to improve it, you know, let's have a little bit of fun working together. Let me know. And have a good day, you know.